Hello and welcome. It's SVPod. Stanford Steve and I are here. Red's pensive. What's wrong, buddy? What's wrong? There he is. He's over there talking.
What about me? Where's my food? Thought this was my podcast.
No.
This is my garage.
Maybe we went, I can't say the W word. We took one. There you go.
Bud?
Go say hi to the big man. All right.
I let you in today.
Yeah, I was going to say, I look around. I realize the door's open. My dog's out wandering and bothering the big man. Stop licking Steve. Red, have a seat. Okay.
Relax.
Let's sit down. Have a glass of milk. Get a cream soda. You ever seen Midnight Run, the movie?
Oh, yeah.
If you two morons don't get more personally involved in your work, I'm going to jab you in the heart with a fucking pencil. Serrano. Oh, what a movie. Is this moron number one? Get moron number two. That's it.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Fighting
all right. Here we go. Do we have any toys in the back? Anything he can eat, or has he destroyed them all?
Where's his mom?
There we go. Okay. And off we go. So the good start to the pod.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Riveting.
Yeah, right? People listening like, what are we doing? For those listening, you can't see, Stanford Steve has on a shirt from where?
Farm.
When we were speaking late Saturday night, that was when you were projecting that if you didn't beat Hawaii, it would be a winless season. And then what happened?
They got it done against BC. It was like the old times. I was staying up, giddy, clapping third downs, 2 a.m. ACC football at 2 a.m. Nothing like it.
From Palo Alto.
West Durham on the call. Come on. That's living.
You're joking, but it's not, because I'll sit here wearing Terps gear. You wore the uniform.
I will stay up till 4 a.m. if it means we're going to get wins.
And you did.
Yeah.
How's it going to go against the U?
Oh, man. We got to get there. We got to come to Charlottesville. Big one. High-powered offense in Charlottesville.
Yeah, they can go. I'm still pissed we didn't cover week whatever it was against NC State.
That was week 2.
That was disgusting. But congratulations to Stanford.
Yeah. Happy for them. They needed it. Everybody needs it. You don't want to win. In this day and age with negative recruiting, and it's a different level. And I've been part of bad football teams. It sucks. But
you've been a part of plenty that are really good too.
Yeah. But you remember the ones that suck, coach speak.
It's so true. And I mean, look, I've done this a long time. You get to talk to the greatest athletes and coaches in the world, and it's incredible. The clarity, the detail they have of memory of loss. Wins, we won. The losses, it's just amazing. I'm talking about people that Krzyzewski, Sabins, people. They had the losses are these crystal clear images. There's a psychosis in that, but it's part of the DNA that makes them incredible winners.
I'll one quick one.
Go.
All I remember whenever I see us play UCLA, they're number 1 in the country. It's the week before they went and got rolled by Edgerrin James in '98
down in Miami.
It's Halloween, night before Halloween. We're 1-6, I think. We go down there, Cade McCown, Farmer, they're Sean Williams, safety. We're down 4. We get the ball, 3 minutes left. We run a little quick screen, so I'm blocking out. And Sean Williams and I were jabbing the whole game. I get a personal foul on their sideline. 15 yards. It backs us up. We're first in 25 now to try and beat the number 1 team in the country. The longest jog across the field, and Coach Willingham's just standing there waiting. You want to talk about a guy rooting for his guys to get us out of that hole? Oh, my God. One of the worst feelings ever. Just stupid. Caught up in the moment, the whole 9. And we ended up moving the ball, getting a couple first downs, and then we couldn't get it done in the red zone. But, yeah, that's the stuff you think of.
What did you say that got you the 15?
It wasn't what I said. It was extra.
You pushed a guy?
Extra in the sideline. Their sideline, just the dumbest of dumb.
So you're that guy, and you're in a sea of Bruins.
Like announcer calling the game, I thought, Stanford keeps their heads, smart guys.
Ooh.
Dumb.
There's that guy from the Valley. pulling out a wrench and not a wrench.
Careful.
Yeah. Anyway, wow, you got 15.
Yeah, horrible. Ugh.
There's a perfect example of the memory of the details of losses. But you won. Congrats to Stanford. I do want to start also with some housekeeping or whatever regarding one of the topics of conversation from late Saturday night. We kind of went in on Virginia Tech and UCLA, and then the next day they both fired their coach.
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting there commenting on it, and that it's a tough thing. As we're reacting in real time as we're watching. You mentioned, I'm watching Stanford, Cal games on, and we're reacting to games, and then you just see the Virginia Tech score keep happening.
Yeah.
And, we get done. I think we might have traded text the next day or whatever. I'm just like, it was that bad, and again, I think of the fan bases because that's a really prideful. They got a big fan base.
Virginia Tech.
And, and the Hokies, like, you got to make a move right there, knowing what it was. Like,
it's tricky, and then a lot of folks point out, well, the portal's going to open up because they've only played 3 games and you can redshirt. Well, yeah, but you're also smart enough now with NIL to structure things in such a way where if you bolt, then you're not getting any money. So you'd hope that the folks that went there, and particularly in the case of Virginia Tech, it is a monster number, that they're going to ride it out. I agree with you and all the others that say, like, Virginia Tech is still a really good job. They've got a great fan base. I don't know the resource situation. I'm not familiar with what they've got. But when you've got pride and you've got investment, emotional, that's a hell of a start. And then you could figure out the rest to a degree. And I think there's coaches out there. I saw him. Everyone's going to make the Beamer connection. It's my understanding from years before, like, he just doesn't want to do that.
Why would he?
I wouldn't. Like, I could never be my dad.
It's a step down job-wise. Sorry.
Well, that's true, too. Right. Well, SEC versus that. Right. But what the emotional connection could mean could override that because it's – but anyway, I think there are excellent coaches out there that'll want it, and I think Virginia Tech can be something like it's been in the past again. UCLA is an entirely different deal because there's
totally different.
There doesn't seem to be emotional or financial investment there, and good luck.
What sucks about that?
Good luck.
Yeah, what sucks about that? You be careful, though. You're a big-time rival now. Is like I think about Mick Cronin at UCLA, who's still figuring it out. New conference, new regime. The history. There's nothing like that place. But, like, I think about him and, like, he wants the football team to be good. Are you kidding? Have you seen what, good football has meant to popularize at schools and enrollment and interest level? Like, there's so many parameters involved. And with UCLA, it gets magnified because there's not a lot of care about the most important thing. And now you go to a conference. I get it, Big Ten. You guys love to talk about how great you are academically, but let's get real and talk about how much you love football and how much it means to these universities when you're talking about a Purdue and an Illinois. That's what they have in the fall. So they are up against it. USC has obviously been at a different level for such a long time that they are a brand. But it's an uphill climb, and there's a million ways you could go with all the changes. Go back to Stanford, like what they did with the AD and how that's going to change now. Andrew was going to run the football. Like, everybody's going at this thing in different ways. Getting a GM, getting a president, whatever. They have to tear it down. Facilities. The idea where their stadium is.
And the UCLA thing, there's another layer there, too, with the AD where you got fan base going. The AD shouldn't be allowed to make the other hire.
Yeah.
And so I'm not getting in. That's your business.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just.
But that's a big one.
Layers.
It's a big one.
To get alignment, that's big. That's what you need.
Hey, look, we had an episode back in the spring at the place I care about, and, new AD, new basketball coach, and we got lucky there in Maryland. It seems we've hit a home run. I have an athletic director that is checking every single box of getting involved, soliciting. How can we be better?
What a concept.
Not everyone does it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It sounds simple.
But when your approach to your job is the first question and the last question you ask is, where can we be better? At places where there's nothing else in college athletics, and frankly, Blacksburg's a little bit like that, where not that there's nothing else, but the sports in that part of the world means so much. There's just built-in buy-in. But when you go to we're in a city. UCLA's in Los Angeles. You're Westwood, Pasadena. Like when you're at a place like that, you gotta do some reach out to get some buy-in.
Correct.
So the people that get there and we're like, how can we be better? Okay, this is good. Let's make that better. And then where are we failing? How can we be better at that? And again, Jim Smith at Maryland, our new athletic director, I couldn't be more wowed by what this guy's doing. He seems to have more hours in the day than there are.
I was gonna say, he's everywhere.
And an energy that you're just like, you got like our fan base. I didn't intend to do all this, but like, look, I'm one of you and I care about it. And there's an apathy and there's all right, prove it to me. You got to earn it kind of a thing. And then we'll give it to you support wise. There's things have atrophied and that's hard to fight. But when you got a guy that shows up and's like, I'm going to make it as good as I can make it. What can I do? Now you get people, all right. And maybe it's fractional. Maybe it takes a while. But that's what has to happen with UCLA. There's similarities with that. When you're in a place that has a lot of options, Los Angeles certainly does. You need to do that. Here in the Maryland, DMV, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, I mean, you got Commanders and the Ravens. There's a lot of choices when it comes to where you want to spend your money football-wise. UCLA, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Anyway, we're thrilled with the direction that we are going at Maryland. Good luck to the folks that are starting searches there. I wasn't trying to pile on, nor was Steve, but those were pretty obvious topics that caught our eye.
Hell of a producing job by you.
Oh, yeah, to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Predicting the future. It's not as good as 8-2, though.
18-8 winners. Free. It's free. You're not obligated to play them. I'm just handing them out for free on television. If you watched it, it'd be nice.
You did give out 12 picks once. Did some research.
I saw. Yeah, that was sent to me today.
Yeah.
Could have given out Arkansas State and West Virginia.
You go 8-2, and now people want 12.
Kind of, give them a crumb. They want the whole biscuit. It's all right. So we're coming off a Monday night doubleheader. The headlines to me are Baker Mayfield is that guy. People loved the play where he scrambled and he thought he broke his foot, and then he remembered when he stood up that he had to be Baker Mayfield and start squabbling. This 2 wins for this team where they won games they could easily be 0-2. They're trailing at Atlanta, makes a perfect throw to Ibuka, who's got 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Atlanta misses a kick and you win. Against Houston, 0 blitz. He's got nowhere to go. Somehow he wiggles out of that, gets downfield. They end up hitting one to Bucky Irving, and then Rashad White goes in, and they win there. So they're 2-0. They've won the South 4 years in a row. Baker's found a place where everything that he brings to the table is valued, and it's impressive.
Oh, his story's awesome. The guy's awesome. I don't care if he's on the football field doing commercials, hanging out. The guy's great. His story is so good, and you know why? Because he was the guy, and then he went through like the part of the movie where it would get dark, right? All right, now I'm in Carolina, and let's just say that the quarterback success stories in Cleveland and Carolina not very good. Then you end up in Los Angeles out of nowhere, and like you're at the last stop where you're going to get a chance to be a guy / the guy, right? And that's the part that I find most interesting about whether it's like a movie or real life is that part. You get humbled. You get up against it. What do you got?
He's got a lot.
Yeah, that's why I want to see what happens to the quarterback he beat last night, because he's kind of in the same situation. After a great rookie year, they battled back. They get in the playoffs last year. But that Texans team, when you look at the roster, there's a lot of guys. And then Joe and Troy put up the injury report. Like, poor Tank Dell is a difference maker, especially when you can't protect your quarterback and you got a guy that can get open that fast. The pieces they have on defense, like they are, you see what – I mean, Jacksonville, I'm sorry, but they seem to be much improved, right? I mean, they lost this week, but, I mean, just the quarterback and everything, the freshness of a new coach, they're going to be heard from in that division. And Dimes, like, I thought Houston would run away with that division. Not yet.
Speaking of guy that gets humbled and gets a chance, I mean, it's 2 games in, and that's sort of going to be the overarching idea around any team we talk about is 2 games is nothing to make sweeping declarations about anybody, good or bad. But it's enough to say, good for Daniel Jones. Like, he's looked really good. And you look at what happened with Richardson and how it just hadn't worked yet. Well, 2 games in with Jones, and that's up against the Denver defense that is formidable. And they moved it and scored, and they won a game that they're playing at the end of that game incredibly conservatively. Now, Dallas did it because they've got Brandon Aubrey, who made a 64-yarder like a 35-yarder. But the Colts and Steichen late in that Denver game are playing like they're not trying to get yards. They're just trying to bleed the clock so their guy can come out and try a 60-yarder. And he was short and to the right, but they called that penalty, that leverage thing, which is like, I don't, like the Pittsburgh situation where the guy didn't field the kickoff and it got recovered for a touchdown. You can't be out there on special teams if you don't know the rules. You need to know, and it's incredible to me that would be something that somewhere in camp, hey, you're on kickoff. Do you know the rule? I assume that's something that would be like on a handout. Here's the rules. The ball has to land here. If it doesn't get fielded or touched and it's live, it's live. I just would think that would be known. And then that penalty for the leverage thing where guys jump up, that might be one, Steve, and you played this game. I didn't. You could know the rule, but like human nature, you just jump and you just kind of put your hands down. Like, I don't feel like I saw a guy tried to like leapfrog anybody for Denver. I think in a way it's almost like, is that really a flag?
I saw a ref look at a guy who did the 2 hands, and boom, it's like a trigger almost.
But I think it's human nature. I start to jump and you go low, and it's what you do. It's the way you react as a human being.
Yeah. I just find it hilarious that is a call for leverage.
Uh-huh.
And now we got the tush push. Think about that. The visual of a guy putting 2 hands on the back of an offensive lineman.
Which was banned forever.
It was leverage.
Yeah.
But we have this tsunami effect in 4th and 1.
That's well put.
That if it's not officiated correctly, and I can already feel the steam there, it's going away.
Everyone woke up to Monday after the Chiefs-Eagles game, and they're like, there'll be no more of that.
What I want to happen that'll never happen is the officials to admit it's too hard to officiate.
Well, Dean Blandino said as much.
Like that, we will never get that in black and white. Written, nothing.
But he said it.
But I understood. He said it. But we have this talk with Game Day all the time, and Saban goes back to his conversation with the refs. They are by the book. By the book. So with that, the irony that I am saying we will never get that in print is why it's going away. So it's going to happen.
So the idea that it's an injury thing. It's not an injury thing. It's just too hard for us to deal with.
Guys are lined up off sides. Guys are false starting.
Dean Blandino, the Fox rules official who's on the broadcast, basically said, look, I'm done with it because it's just too hard. It's just too hard to be able to explain it or officiate it. I mean, when you got Tom Brady, who's Tom Brady, going, they're offsides. This is false starts. And the look down the line were both guards. What?
I'm just thinking you said Tom Brady, and then I see him last night in the Raiders booth.
Yeah, that's another thing.
We'll get to that.
All right, yeah, let's
table that.
Couch the Brady thing. Actually, don't couch it. I've got a simple fix. It's one sentence. If he's calling your game and he comes for the broadcast, don't fucking tell him anything. And he wants to talk to your coaches. Hey, what are you guys doing? I don't know. You'll see. We play at 1 Sunday. We'll watch and see.
How about he has to pick one?
Well, I agree with that too. Right? Why is Tom Brady allowed this? Marcus Spears on First Take made the good point. So if Jerry Jones is now on the broadcast and he shows up to talk to the Giants coaches, you're okay with that? Of course you're not. Like, pick a lane is fine. It doesn't trouble me. I'm just saying if it troubles teams, like it's Washington. You've got the Washington Raider game. If that's a Brady game, then you just comes to talk to Dan Quinn and you just say what I said. Well, you'll see at 1. I don't know. We got some ideas about some stuff. Just don't fucking tell him anything.
Next question.
Yeah. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just here so I won't be fined.
Wouldn't that be frustrating to you if you were Brady? Like, why am I even going to go to this meeting?
$37 million a year.
And you can't do the job to the max. You need that information to do your job. Great.
Maybe they'll tell Kevin Burkhardt and he could pass it along to me.
So he's still getting it. My point.
Well, no, if I'm a team, I'm just going to stonewall you.
I'm not going to tell either guy.
It's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that's eventually what will happen. But the optics of Brady in the booth with the headset on, it's so he's an owner, but he's going to call games. Well, yeah, it's clearly it's a conflict of interest as plain as day. It just doesn't trouble me because there's an easy workaround if you're any of these teams. But then that impacts Fox.
They were there, and now they let him in. They didn't let him in. And now this year they let him in those meetings for the broadcast.
Right. And I'm just saying when the meetings happen, it's real simple. Just say, we'll have to look at the tape. Just go Tomlin. We do not care. Back to the tush push thing where there's the look down the line and both guards are offsides. That's the video. Like the next coaches meeting, when you get together and they needed 2 more votes. Just someone that's on the 22 votes comes in and goes, here's the play. They ran it 11% of their plays in this game. 7 times they ran it. And this is what they're allowed to do on the goal line in a game won by 7 points where they score a touchdown. We're good with this? This is what we want? And people, they'll go, nah, I don't like that a whole lot. I vote against. The end. That'll be the end of it. And so whether it's Brady and Blandino, and then it comes out the very next day where Schefter's on TV going, they didn't lose this game yesterday. They lost it in March. And Eagle fans, I get it. And we've got a bunch of them on our thread of our buddies. Yeah. They love to be the victim. Everybody just hates us.
They won't bring this up, though, if it gets banned. Never.
I don't give a if they do. And I've said it. You guys coach it well. You run it well. It's going to get banned. And when it does, then you could say everybody hates us. I think everybody just hates a play that can't be stopped. And on top of that, appears to be violations of rules. Centers offsides. Well, the defense is in the neutral zone. Of course they're in the neutral zone because they're fucking cheating on top of being great at it. Just trying to think of an analogy of if there were a play you could run in basketball like that was like a layup that no one could stop. I just think there's a frustration with something that used to be like a 4th and 1. Everyone gets fired up. It's a big play. Well, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, that's the issue I have is that stop it when they do it correctly. They're not false starting. You know?
I agree with that.
Like I think I watching last night. Mekhi Becton's on the Chargers now. I can't imagine what the interrogation was from Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh after Becton was with the Eagles last year, won a Super Bowl, and said, "Get in here, draw it up, tell us how to do it." Because they did it a couple times last night with Herbert. I'm like, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it.
I think so much of it has to do just with the immense lower body strength of Hurts. I mean, he's just a tank of a human.
Oh, I totally disagree.
Okay.
It's the guards. I mean, you saw it there. You saw how when we're lined up and I'm going first and I'm that low, you're never going to win.
Low man wins is rule number one.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? No, actually, there's a new rule. First man wins. And if it's first men winning in tandem at the side of the center, who, by the way, is offsides. And again, this is where Eagle fans get irate. I'm starting from the point of you coach it right and you execute it right. Mm-hmm. It's all credit to you. But when you then also are obviously breaking the rule, and then Brady goes in and everybody goes in, and then it's just, that's when people go, there'll be no more of that. Again, because it was only 2 votes. It wasn't like it's a Hail Mary. It was a play, a power play that almost worked. It leaves the Chiefs 0-2. There are 10 0-2 teams. Would you like to hear them?
Chiefs Poop Town?
No.
All right.
No. Jets, Dolphins, Browns, Texans, Titans, Chiefs, Giants, Bears. Can't read the writing. Looks like Saints. Does that seem right?
They're 0-2.
And Panthers.
Okay.
I think that's it. 10 of them. Texans and Chiefs were both playoff teams from a season ago. I have concerns about the Texans. Their offense doesn't look real good.
Oh.
Stroud's kind of always running for his life. You make a great point on Tank Dell, just like a little escape valve that's just open. Give me a guy.
Mixon.
Him too.
Mixon was all-timer.
Him too. The Chiefs thing is, I mean, everyone's going to talk about the Tush Push bit. I mean, you got Kelsey on the goal line, and if he catches the ball that he's caught a zillion times in his career, that they lead 17-13 in a game against an Eagle team that's 2-0 and hasn't had like 150 yards of passing in either game. Like, their offense is doing next to nothing. 2-0. But he doesn't catch it, and it gets picked and goes the other way. And, you know, you are what your record says you are. I think the bigger issue is just the vulnerability of the Chiefs. Like, for the longest time, there was a little bit of a Tiger Woods, you know, you put on that Sunday red and you're not beating them. And the Chiefs in their Sunday red didn't lose 1-score games. And then they got obliterated in the Super Bowl. And that's a really good team playing at a really high level. Like, that's not a blueprint. That's what they can do. You probably can't do that. But then they lose to the Chiefs in a 1-score game. They lose to the Eagles in a 1-score game. And they don't have Rice. They don't have Worthy. Understood. But they also don't have the explosive ability on offense that they did when they were just this really terrifying team to play against. And now I think people around the league look at them and go, I'm not scared of you. You might beat us, but you're not going to – it's not like you're unbeatable. I think Buffalo with Allen's scarier. I think Baltimore with Lamar's scarier. They're just way more explosive on offense. Chiefs are like just a team, no, but they're not a frightening team.
Couple things. I'm going to take Kelsey's back on this because no one ever will, and it's because of Mahomes. He bails out Mahomes on a horrible throw on a 4th down that gets a 1st down, and that he threw the ball too fast on the bobble and the interception. There's no way. Kelsey's got to make a move and get his head around. He's open. You wait a second. It's a tick. It's the same. I mean, go back to the 4th down. That ball's on his shoelaces.
He did make a great catch.
It is a fastball.
He did make a great catch.
You know, so I do that, and then people are going to point out the bobble in the Chargers game also. It's weird. When you have the bullseye on you for that long, people are going to, let's try this. Let's try this. I mean, I thought the Browns in the first half did a great job with a blueprint of Derrick Henry and Lamar running the ball. They have 1 yard per rush. But with the Chiefs, I go back to the Patriots' undefeated season and how, you know, you think about what we do, and it's like, you know, you come in on Monday, it's like, oh, Brady did this, and Randy Moss and Welker, and how do you stop it? It's unstoppable. and we have like Hall of Fame and championship winning coaches and players come on TV. It's like, what would you do? What you have everybody in the world trying to map out a plan to go against you, and what happens in the end all be all? Spags gets a second chance against an undefeated Patriots team and bludgeons them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, when this season is this long and you get so many teams in the playoffs and you have to take that many more body shots, they're going to get you. And you point out, great job pointing out, like their dynamic has changed. Like you've seen in the draft, they've just gone a couple of years in a row. They just went defense. And their defense is great. And Spags is an all-timer, Hall of Fame defense coordinator. But the Rice thing, Worthy, I was sitting with Pete Thamel the other night watching, I think it was week 1, and we were in Oklahoma, and he's like, Xavier Worthy, questionable to return. He's like, I feel like I wrote that every single game of his career in college because he's a brittle guy. He's a game changer, but it's like moving forward, that's who you're going to depend on. And then the Rice suspension, Kelsey getting older, Pacheco more miles on that tire. Kareem Hunt.
They haven't run it very well at all. Go ahead.
So, like, they draft a left tackle, and it's this evolutionizing while you still have that bullseye where everybody is going to get jacked up to play you. It's tough to overcome, and that's what makes the NFL one of one, to keep overcoming that. This early, it feels like we always get this early in the year when it aligns right, and you can get the Super Bowl matchup like early on,
Yeah.
And obviously the onus is on the team that lost the Super, which I'm still blown away, like seeing that score in the Super Bowl, 40-22.
And it wasn't that close.
Oh, my God. I was like, no, it was like 48-10.
They got a couple window dressing scores late to make it. I mean, they got their ass kicked.
Yeah. And
no ifs or buts.
Come back home, the kingdom, the whole thing, and Philly still wins an ugly game. I'm really interested in watching the Chiefs moving forward.
2 games is just not nearly enough to be framing any of this. But because Kansas City's only played twice and they've lost twice, and Mahomes has never been on the losing end of 3 consecutive games going back to the Super Bowl, now he has been, it could invite you to say things about them that are just going to be wrong and look really dumb because they're not bad. They're still one of the very best, and they're going to almost certainly be a playoff team that you're going to see down the road, and when you do, they're going to scare the shit out of you because they're them and 15's their quarterback. And they're less frightening because they're way more human than they were in the past. But when they have Rice and they have Worthy available, then they're a very different team. And Philly at some point is going to need to play better than they are on offense to win games. You're not just going to be able to continue to just eke it out. However, I think they've lost 1 game in the last 19 and Hurts didn't finish it. It was against Washington. He got hurt and didn't finish the game. So they've reached that place now, like Kansas City, like New England at their peak, where they just win and win and win and win. And that's a great place to be. A great place to be. There's another 2-0 team. Let's talk about them. They beat Kansas City, and we watched them. No, not yet. We watched them play last night. That Chargers defense stifled Geno and the Raiders in a way that was just eye-opening to me. There's 32 guys. Geno's not a top 10 quarterback, but he is a much better quarterback than he looked last night. It looked like he had nowhere to go with a football ever last night.
Because he didn't.
I understand that. And that's what the Chargers did to them. That defensive coach Minter, like people rave about him, like every
little guy too.
Head coach. There's
wary of those guys.
His guys play for him. Derwin James in the back end is an absolute monster. The Herbert bid is always going to be what we look at first. And hey, Quentin Johnston, this is a guy that comes out of TCU and he drops a zillion balls. He sucks. No, maybe he's figuring it out, man. Maybe the light's coming on. 2 touchdowns first game, had 1 last night, and then they didn't do much at all in the second half. They didn't run the ball at all, but their defense just absolutely had Vegas and a pretzel. And so that's a 2-0 start within their division. Again, 2's not enough for me to say this Charger team is blank, but they look the part in these 2 that they've played.
You brought up Herbert with Orlovsky last night, and I watched Herbert. I see a maturation, but I also see a confidence in his protection. One of the all-time great new nicknames I saw. Did you see Joe Alt's nickname?
Joe, I don't know what.
Control Alt Delete.
That's on your email,
and
it's a fad.
But Alt has to go to left tackle in camp because they lose Slater. And it's like, holy shit, what are the Chargers going to do? I'll trust in Greg Roman and Harbaugh when it comes to O-line all day, every day. But there's just a confidence. I go back, I watch Quentin Johnston, who's a guy drop after drop after drop after drop.
That would be really hard when your job is to not drop.
Correct. And, I think back to when Harbaugh was at Stanford with Richard Sherman, and they didn't hit it off great. Sherman was a wide receiver. What does he end up being? An all-pro corner. It's because he became a defensive player under that. There's a lot of mind stuff that Harbaugh could do. And you saw the locker room last night. There's a belief that he gives in his guys. And to see Herbert, who has all the intangibles, all of them.
He throws as beautiful a ball as there is. That the ball to Johnson, there's an angle from the end zone that's just football porn because he's wide, but the ball's got to be perfect, and it was video game.
Yep, and with Herbert, I look at him and I watch C.J. Stroud. Herbert, early in his career, it never felt like he got to his drop, threw the ball on time. He would always take a hitch or take another drop step. And now, what does that do? That screws your offensive line because they're protecting for his 5-step drop, and you're at a 7-step. So now the rushers know that. And it's just it complicates things unequivocally. But now you see a comfortness. And they don't have elite guys. Yeah, Keenan Allen back in the day was elite. Quentin's was a high draft pick, but he's coming to his own. McConkey's an all-timer of getting open in a security blanket. Their tight ends will mash you. And then they're still doing the Hampton and Harris thing. So they have the pieces, but I just see a confidence in Herbert that's really cool. And it comes of having trust in what the plan is and what you do every week.
But think about what you just said, like in laying out the offensive pieces, because McConkey's like you said, I watch his routes because I have him on teams, and it's like throw him the ball because he's open every play. Of course he is, but it's just like 3 steps this way, left or right. And Keenan is a vet who's still got some juice. Johnston can take the top off, but like we're not talking about like pieces like St. Brown, Williams.
No.
Like you don't have elite weapons on offense, but you got a quarterback that can do it all. And now you got a defense that if they're going to play on a level like that, buddy, they got a chance. They got a chance to be in the mix.
They got to be at home against Denver next week.
They are.
Right?
And so they open with 3 division games to start their season.
What's up with that scheduling?
I know. Steve doesn't want them until October. But they got a chance to be 3-0 in their division, which would be sick.
Understood. We'll just take it.
They've done the heaviest lifting.
Yeah.
They've done that. And by the way, LA, we've been out to that place. So far, it's beautiful. Like, I don't know how many Charger fans there are. I don't encounter them in the wild. It'd be nice if you guys showed up and cheered for them. They're good. Support it. Hey, the Rams, they're 2-0 also. The NFC West has 3 2-0 teams, by the way, Steve.
We get Eagles at Chargers Monday night?
Yeah.
Oh.
Best game of week 3 in the NFL, by the way, we got Monday night. It's Detroit and Baltimore.
Hot take.
Look at it. I've looked at the schedule. I mean, it's 1-1 against 1-1, but I mean, Detroit's coming off dropping 50 some odd, which, by the way, I loved. Dan Campbell is like, certain people would try to mask it. I think Dan is happy enough in who he is to just, and he didn't say it, but yeah, that really smart guy that left us. That's the reason why we were good on offense. And we were bad week 1 against Green Bay. Maybe Green Bay's pretty good. Also, we're still real good, so we're going to keep running plays and keep scoring. Here's 52 for you to take back to Chicago with you, pal. I can appreciate that level of Have some.
It was very interesting. Much.
What's a better word than interesting? I work on it too. It's a verbal crutch.
It's hard.
I saw Kyle Brandt
This
say
wasn't
that.
methodical.
He's a great point. Just interesting is like, it's not that it's a lazy word, but it's kind of what's a better word than that? I'm not picking on you.
I'm with you all the time.
I say it too much.
Interesting,
really,
and then you can't go right to fascinating. There's something in between.
Help us.
Anyway, every Lions player, when they were asked about the game, said, "We love Ben,
but
we got some players."
Well, yeah, because it's X's and O's, Jimmys and Joes. I mean, that's a line that's been said forever.
And then the NFL, which we say, we're going to say it every week. Don't overreact to what you saw the week before. Those Joes didn't look great against Green Bay. To your point, maybe Green Bay's were really good.
Really good.
So it was. I do Chris Long's pod every week, and that was his number one pick this week. He's like, Detroit is out for it this week. I'm like, really? Like, don't worry about a thing. They're back home. The Bears, weren't really the better team on Monday night. I'm like, interesting. But I have a question for you with the Lions.
Okay.
There was a catch and run by Jahmyr Gibbs down the right sideline. Maybe late third, early fourth quarter. I think his top speed is the top in the league.
Ooh.
He is ridiculous. Ball in hand, you got to try and get me. I got a straightaway. No chance.
I mean, there's some track guys like Xavier Worthy. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Feels different with him because his top speed is not with ball in hand mostly. It's going to be I'm running. Then once I catch it, I'm already. If I'm even, I'm leaving. Right. If my shoulders are the same as yours, and you're running backwards and I'm running forwards, you're not going to catch me. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Like, I said it. That's a tough one to answer because Gibbs gets it and goes. I'll tell you two guys I watched. Bijan.
Oh, Bijan.
Yeah, then he said Bijan.
Yeah, Tirico did a whole thing on it.
I saw it, but he said it two different ways. Speaking of Chris Long, he said it with Chris Long, like Bijan.
Yeah, no, now it's different.
Bijan?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know what to call him.
His mom and aunt call him Bijan.
Mama call him Bijan. I'm gonna call him Bijan.
So Chris asked him. Then everyone started calling him Bijan. He's like, you know what? I like Bijan.
All right,
And when you're that good, you tell us, buddy.
Exactly. I feel like he glides in a way through holes that just it doesn't look like a lot of other people.
Again, in that broadcast,
like a guy on ice skates.
They had Saquon on, and they asked him, like, who else, is at your level? He's like, I love myself. He's like, but the way Bijan cuts, and that's what it is. His change of direction, his ability to catch the football. And think about it. You're catching checkdowns. You're catching swing routes. You're not, when you catch it, you know where the guy's coming from, and that's what makes him so dynamic.
I'll tell you what, watching Bucky last night, Bucky Irving's got some elusiveness and some burst as well. And good for Rachaad White, by the way. Like, I'm watching that game and I'm thinking he's Bucky. And then in the end, on the goal line, it was White that scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, that drive, I feel like he was the guy. I think.
Well, Bucky got the big play to get him down there on like a little screen. But I'm trying to think of who runs faster than Gibbs with a football.
Tyreek? Haven't seen it in a while.
It's been a minute. You know what? Hard to put a team in Poop Town that at least fought and was there, kind of close.
Oh,
Miami.
Ooh, it was 17-19 to start the game.
Go.
What they got Thursday night
at Buffalo. Green dildos flying everywhere. What are we doing? By the way, Buffalo, like, that's the thing of the moment. Buffalo, we know that in the dildo space, you all were first to the party because your parties are different. We know. Remember, it was against New England and Tom Brady. Someone just threw a big old dong on the field.
How's that going to look in a brand new stadium next year? Like, it's something about that stadium, right? It's one of the oldest, if not the oldest now in the league.
Highmark, I believe it's called.
Certain things.
I still call it Rich Stadium.
Yeah.
The real ones know.
But like, to your point, the Giants' old Meadowlands garbage going around.
And still,
and this
we drove
Bills
by it
stadium.
yesterday, going from the teat.
Fake teat.
You just have a big, giant circular stadium in the middle of a concrete parking lot in New Jersey.
Brendan Byrne Arena is still there.
Do it better than that. You're in New York. Like, you could have something.
Oh, that's Jersey.
I understand that, but the
Jets had it out in Chelsea Pairs. They blew it. That would have been spectacular.
Incredible. I don't know how you messed that up. Actually, I do. I get money kind of gets involved. Buffalo, though, at least it's like an outdoor venue still.
Yeah.
But we've been to that.
They're not going to know what to do with a new stadium.
I agree with that. I think so much of the identity of that place is it's going to snow 4 feet, and we got to get our whole community, and they'll dig out of their houses to go dig out the stadium.
They have an outdoor bar on the corner when you pull in. I forget the name of it. In Buffalo, and it's packed. 90 minutes after the game ends when we're leaving the stadium.
Yeah. They're built different. Built different.
Yeah.
I just got so much stuff written down.
Come on, fire away.
Jack
Foster offers intriguing and compelling instead of interesting.
Compelling's really good.
All right.
Compelling's
Thanks,
really good and intriguing. Thank you, Jack. Those are both really good. Really good. Do the Bears stink?
No.
I asked Troy when we were in Chicago, if you got a really smart offensive mind and you got a quarterback, how important is it that what you want to run match what he's good at doing? Troy said, that's a really good question. Thank you. I mean, we're turning into the hot takes are starting. Like, this isn't going to work. And I don't know.
I thought what Tim said to you was great Sunday night when he said you get a new Matt Ensworth. What's up? Big win. What do we rank now? We in top 5? We got
Draw the line and crawl across it.
That.
Oh my God. This Hasselbeck is the most mellow, chill dude. And then you see him put on a hat and a headset, and that man is ready for battle. That was spectacular. But what did he say about Caleb Williams?
He said you have to show you could play in structure before anything.
Especially in the National Football League.
Ooh. And it goes back to all the horrific habits he created at USC.
Your ability to escape trouble against Oregon State, Stanford, all due respect. You ain't doing that against the Detroit Lions.
No, we're not doing that against Hutchinson, the war paint. I don't like the war paint on one eye.
You like it when your quarterback's got it?
Under both eyes, fine. Jackson Dart,
In the NFL?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tom Brady wore it.
Not like McCarthy.
Oh, it's a little excessive.
That's all I'm saying.
It's bigger.
Like eye black's one thing, like all the way down, like Braveheart. You bled with Wallace. Now bleed with me. Whatever. That's irrelevant. You say he's going to be all right. I don't know.
I trust the system. I do worry about the parts around him also. They got to get everybody on the same page.
But the ability to say it's 2nd and 7, it just can't be 3rd and 15 after this play.
Correct. That's playing in structure.
Well,
I
don't have anything to say that's profound about the.
I do.
About the. Well, I was okay.
Everybody's just throwing the Bengals away. All we did all offseason was got to get off to a good start. They're 2-0.
They are.
2 years ago, Jake Browning quarterback. They went 4-3 in his starts.
That's a fact.
If they play 500, they're going to be in the playoffs. That's what they have to do. Right? 3 months, you get in the playoffs, you get 9 back.
They did erase the deficit with Browning. Now, he'll throw it to the other team.
So will everybody.
That's also true.
I hate this idea where we just give up on things. All right, what's the option? You want to draft a quarterback?
Go to the quarterback store?
Yeah. Have you watched the quarterbacks on Saturdays? There's nothing too enticing there. This is what happens when you lose your franchise quarterback. But you don't just throw the season away.
No, you don't. And I tried to say that on Countdown. Like, we've seen this guy do it. And the idea that there should be someone behind him that's, some frontline starter? That's not how it works. Shit, there aren't enough starters to play for 32 teams.
Flacco's starting.
An emotional homecoming for Joe Flacco.
Some Ravens fans were upset there was nothing to honor, no tribute.
I felt like a miss. You know what's cool is quarterback in Baltimore now loves Flacco. Loves him.
Yeah.
That's real. That's a bond that I think is. I mean, Joe did what Lamar's trying to do: bring a championship to Baltimore. Can never forget that dude. It's easy to see a guy now that's, in the late stages of his career on the back nine. Joe Flacco in big time playoff games balled the hell out. I mean, high level stuff
at Mile High.
At New England. That guy went into New England and played great time and time again. Like, he was great when it mattered. Anyway, there aren't extra quarterbacks. There aren't enough, much less the idea that you just have some guy who's a replica of Burrow. That doesn't exist. Browning came out there, threw some touchdowns. They got a PI call on Travis Hunter. They get down there close. He goes over the top. They won the game.
Yeah.
Looking at their schedule, I mean, it gets pretty rugged. There's a stretch there late where it's Baltimore, Buffalo, Baltimore. I mean, I don't know. Can they win enough for the hope that Burrow could return to be enough? But it sounds like, at a minimum, the best case scenario would be maybe he could come back at the end of the year. But it also sounds real possible that he just can't be back this year. So, not so what, but okay, now what? It's not so what, it's now what.
Who's stepping up? How much did we pay Chase and Higgins?
A lot.
Earn your keep.
It's on Browning to be great. What else do I have? I had the 3 NFC West teams all 2-0, but it's like, who'd you beat? Like, there's a bunch of wins against winless teams among that group. I think that division's really good. I just don't know how much I can take from who you beat. I'm not going to put people in Poop Town this week.
Good man.
I mean, we ran the sound last week. Felt like the Dolphins competed. I have grave concerns about the Panthers situation. They almost won a game that, had they won, it would have been the most ridiculous outcome I believe I've ever seen. They were behind by 24, dead in the water. And then they had the ball with a chance to win, and there were all these ridiculous penalties that were propelling the Panthers forward. And I'm watching this thinking, this would be an affront to a just outcome if they win this game, because they're not close to being better than Arizona. And then Calais Campbell, who's the biggest human I've ever seen, sacked Young, and they won. So they're 2-0. Arizona.
Yeah, love that we're talking Arizona, because I watched the game. I really think Arizona's defense is legit.
They've got guys.
I think Trey McBride is in the conversation and ready to take over
the mantle,
the title,
the belt.
Yeah, I forgot what Pat always says. A belt is what you wear. The title of best tight end. He's fantastic. 16 targets, 12 catches, 2 games. Wilson from Stanford's good. Harrison looks great. They got a nice tandem of Benson and Connor. But again, Gannon being the defensive guy, and I like this story of Gannon getting a head job off the Eagles Super Bowl, Steichen getting a head job, and seeing those guys prosper. I love what Arizona did drafting. Will Johnson, Michigan guy, he kind of tapped out, I thought, on the season last year. They get him late. He's fantastic to play corner, which you need when you start playing teams like the Rams. So I'm really happy for Arizona. I also think it's really interesting, just to touch back quickly,
compelling
on the Colts, is Steichen got Jalen Hurts right in Philly, right? Jones goes to Miami and feels like he got right with KOC.
Minnesota. You said Miami.
Oh, sorry, Miami.
Minnesota.
Vikings. And then he chooses to go back to Steichen with the Colts, where he thinks he could win that job.
And he did.
Yeah, and it's looked great. So those decisions, man, I can't imagine being in the room with your agent and you have a choice and you're not looked at as the guy, but you think you could go there and you still have belief that you could be the guy. That's good stuff. But going back to Arizona, I just look at that team in that division. They're still I don't know what San Francisco is. I think Seattle's also a team that is super dangerous because their defense is nasty. But Arizona, good for them. You had two games against teams and you were favored against, and you won them, and that's awesome.
That's what you have to do in the National Football League.
Win the games you're supposed to win.
Right, because you got 6 against a division that doesn't have a bad team.
Bang. Because when I think about winning, it sounds way simpler than it is, but I think that's what the Steelers have done forever. You go back to Cowher, you go back to Coach Tomlin, they won games they were supposed to win. And that kept them in the mix year after year after year after year.
In the mix.
And you look at teams that just can't do it.
Right? That's where, that's the thing about
Dallas, another team, can't do it.
The results on Sunday, there were a couple of really odd ones. I mean, Jacksonville flying home had to be trying to figure out how the fuck did we lose that football game?
Yeah.
Denver, the same thing. Both had the lead and the ball in their opponent's territory and scoring territory late in the fourth quarter. Jacksonville went for a 4th down, didn't get it, opened the door. I understand why they don't go for it, because adding 3 means that a touchdown can still beat you. But it would have required a touchdown. But anyway, they went for it, opened the door, and then Lutz stoinks one off the upright, which instead of being up 5, now you're only up 2, and now you can lose on a field goal, and they got that penalty on the end. I think Denver's fine. I just think like we talked about with Baltimore when they lost that game to Buffalo. Buffalo wasn't better than Baltimore in that game. They weren't better. Doesn't make any difference. Buffalo won. So you got to live with that result. That result will follow you all season long. And you make a great point. Winning the games that you're supposed to win, or a game that you're maybe not supposed to win, but you can win. Maybe that's the most important thing about the National Football League. When the game, whether you were supposed to or not, is a game in your control, don't allow it to go away. And we see it happen all the time, over and over and over again. And the very best teams just don't allow it to happen.
Yep.
So I'm not going to go Poop Town. I'm just telling you right now, next week I am.
Oh, boy.
I don't care what Steve says. I'm the slumlord of Poop Town, and I will hand out Poop Town next week. I'm just not in the mood to do it today. I have some look-ahead stuff.
Hold on. I want to make sure we comment on every team that won. Rams, good win. Liked what I saw from Tennessee. Tough schedule to open. At Denver, then you get the Rams. Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
Io Manor, watch out. Could be a guy.
He made a couple of grabs.
Be a guy.
Tutter.
Yeah.
Where do you go to school, Steve?
Stanford.
There we go.
Wish we still had him.
I know.
So there were 2 games at 1 o'clock. There were 8 games.
9 games, Steve.
There were
too many. I'd like to fix that.
So all right,
break them up.
Oh wait, so I didn't put on. All right, so I had 6. I have 6 in front of me. Okay, I chose no Cowboys Giants, no Niners Saints.
So you just missed the most compelling, ridiculous. Back and forth game?
Oh no, we'll get to it.
Oh, okay.
I just don't. I'm so hit over the head with those teams. I don't want to watch them.
Okay.
And so, what was the other game then? Oh, Patriots Dolphins. Not on the screen.
All set.
So I turn on. Everything's over. I turn on Giants Cowboys for overtime. Holy shit, that was horrible. Russell Wilson threw a ball backwards.
Yeah.
Then he throws the
I got to own the fact that a week ago I said he can't do it, and then he looked awesome. And then in overtime, he looked not awesome.
Yeah, I think the head coach just said, you see one? See him out there?
Throw it to one.
But yeah, the overtime was brutal. I really wanted a tie.
The issue is if Dallas had the ball anywhere from like their 35-yard line forward, they were in range for Aubrey. I asked him at the Pro Bowl, I said, could you make a 75-yarder? He goes, because you have to drive it. So I said, 70? He goes, yeah. The 64-yarder hit the middle of the net.
Yeah.
And now like the K-ball, like the kicking balls, which they used to like give them to the team the morning of, and they like take them to a hotel and finesse them. Now,
you get to bring them to the stadium.
Well, now you get to have them. And it's going to be like the Gary Anderson back in the day when he had a ball that was like a rugby ball. It was like a beach ball. Like literally.
It's like that ball you guys used to use in Cole Fieldhouse.
What?
Old tattered.
We just used to turn the heat up, man.
Yeah. No, Pat actually said he thinks it's like 10 yards.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
And he would obviously know as a guy that made his living kicking a football. I mean, there's way more bounce, it seems, off the foot of these guys. And Aubrey, I mean, again, he told me at the Pro Bowl last year, like 70, yeah, I should be good from there. It's just so easy.
Yeah.
I said this on Countdown. As a kid that grew up with this myth, but not a myth, it was a real thing that happened. This guy named Tom Dempsey made a 63-yarder, and the video was like a Bigfoot video. It was in 1970, and he had a physical deformity. He had half of a foot. This man with half a foot kicked the ball 63 yards, and people talked about it like Bigfoot. Like, it can't be a real thing, but it happened. Well, now, this guy made a 64-yarder, and Dallas just played for it. They didn't even try to get more yardage. Once Ferguson caught the ball around midfield, they're like, we're good. Aubrey's unbelievable. The ease with which he can kick that distance blows my mind.
And he wasn't doing it. He was out of the game.
Right.
His wife was like, you could miss better than that. And it started going. Look at him.
Wheels started spinning.
He's a weapon.
Truly.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, that game, I have no idea what to think after watching that overtime. I saw the highlights about the back and forth. But
no
playoffs for those teams?
I don't know.
Okay.
How do I know?
I'll tell you a team that can make the playoffs that I'm super impressed with, and they're only 1-1.
Who?
Atlanta.
Agreed. Their defense has got a bunch of young bulls, man.
Rookie balls. Bulls.
Rookie balls?
They have those.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Big brave bulls. There's two types of bulls in this world.
Yeah.
That's from Snatch. I can't say the next because it involves a word that's
careful. Not
nice, but it's quite a speech from Vinny.
Do you like Snatch more than Brother, Where Art Thou?
Ooh, that's such a hard question. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou or Snatch? If I had to pick one.
I don't think I've made it through either.
Oh, my. Huh?
I have to watch it with subtitles. I can't understand what they're saying.
You don't understand Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
No, not at all. I was going to say maybe.
You don't understand Clooney?
No, none.
What a geographical oddity. 2 weeks from everywhere.
Over my head, I admit it.
It's the Odyssey of Homer. There's some country music. It is Turturro. Oh my God, what a movie! I think Snatch is just a more fun thing to watch.
I think you like Snatch better,
just because Pitt's nuts and there's incredible music. Bricktop
mutants,
absolute mutants. I hate Pikeys. Bricktop. If you start me again whilst I'm walking, I'll cut your bollocks. Oh. If you've not seen these films for the younger folks, what have you done with your life to this point? Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? Soggy Bottom Boys. Snatch. He's been a busy little boy, that Turkish. Anyway, young balls. That Falcon defense has got dudes, and they got after it the other night. Another team that could easily be 2-0. They lost a game at home to Tampa Bay where they had the lead and missed a kick.
They play some wild ones, man.
A lot of teams do.
Yeah. And when is Darisaw coming back for the Vikings?
Don't know. But now it's Wentzy. Old Wentzy. Pick him up. 2-quarterback league. I got some decisions to make.
Spend some money.
Going to be tricky. Going to be very tricky to figure out what to do.
You mentioned look ahead. It was 2:05, and SportsCenter was leading with Thursday night's game of Bills Dolphins, which seems excessive for me on Thursday at 2:05. But now it's 2:13, so you could go look ahead. What do you got?
It's college ball. Y'all are going to be at the Florida-Miami game.
Monster weekend.
Big Ten getting after it. Illinois, Indiana.
Finally.
Yeah, they take their time. But now it's all right.
No more Towson. Who else you play? No more FIU. See what you got.
Hitting the road to Madison. Michigan, Nebraska, Illinois, Indiana. All right. Utah, Texas Tech. Compelling. What time are they kicking that one off? 10 o'clock local?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's give us a hard time for going to a Miami or Florida game.
Stop.
Okay. Auburn, Oklahoma.
All
right. I like Auburn. I know you don't because you're a big buyer of that Oklahoma defense.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Florida and winners for the limit. Again, just Lagway can't throw it to the other team 5 times again. But that defense, they held LSU to 10 first downs. Miami's offense is good. This can be a scary one. But that's you got a Florida team that's up against it. You're going to get the kind of what I always say, you can't fake desperation. You're going to face a desperate bunch of Gators 7:30 on the Saturday on ABC in the U.
Yeah, this is big. I look at the Banks didn't finish the game. Caleb Banks was a NFL D tackle, and when he was playing, Florida's defense was giving it to LSU. Now they face what I think is the best offensive line in college football, which I think is the best team in college football. After
they're going to be number 1 in your rankings?
I believe so. I look at Miami, and listen, I feel like you and I are in the same boat here that we were very slow to go on the U is back. It's
Charlie Brown, the football. We've run up to want to kick it a lot, and then
we've been pretty reasonable though. We've waited for a little more substance, but when I watch this substance through 3 games back on film,
they got juice.
The defense is great. I want to get it. Hatherman, the new DC from Minnesota, he has been. You could just watch when you watch them, you could tell he's simplified things and simplified checks and keys and all this because they play so fast.
Corey Heatherman,
that's the guy. He's done a great job because, I mean, I'm looking at the roster, whether it's 31, 11, 3, 4, 90, 99.
My guy.
All Florida guys, they're on the same page. And what Scott, the thing that gets me, and we go back, Sean Taylor as physical as any player we've ever seen play his position. Ray Lewis as physical as anyone we've seen play his position. Warren Sapp, Vince Wilfork, like demons, like the best.
Yeah.
And when you watch this team, I mean, knocking dudes on their asses, whether it's wrong arm and pullers, filling against fullbacks, rushing the passer, it's really impressive stuff. And that's against a team that I think is still very good in Notre Dame, who we discussed Saturday, and South Florida, who was everybody's darling. They gave them their lumps. They put that game to bed early. They withstood a weather delay, which I think is really, really – everybody wants to get after Mario, but you have a weather delay in these instances with these kids. It's tough, man. I think that one was 2 hours. You got to come back out. They didn't miss a beat. So plenty to play for in those games. I mean, I love that we get all these Florida games because all those guys know each other.
For sure. And and we talk about the round robin idea of it, and it's a true one really for Florida. And it's, they're out of conference. You're playing South Florida and Florida State out of conference on top of what you got to deal with in your conference.
Yeah.
And Miami. I mean, good Lord. I admire the Sorry.
No, you're
your
good.
way. I admire taking on that challenge.
But the game that's most interesting to me is Indiana, Illinois.
You made the point when we were flying.
I haven't seen anything yet.
By the way, shout to our friends from Flyhouse. We were on like the space shuttle. We don't require that high end a space, but thank you.
Yeah.
As we were on the bird, it might have been 12 minutes we were in the air. You made the prediction, and I'm with you. And it hasn't happened yet. But
I haven't seen anything.
It's only Tuesday. How long will it take? 4?
Signetti and Bielema again in a war of words.
It's inevitable.
They both can't help themselves.
No, and I kind of I relate to it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's
Stir the pot. Get after it. You know it's coming.
night game, Bloomington, being there last year when it was booming, not in the first 3 weeks of the year.
Understood.
A night game, NBC, like that's good stuff. For those fan bases, it's awesome. And two guys that are not afraid to mix it up. Two very good coaches. Their teams are buttoned up. I was watching Indiana against ODU this morning from week 1. I'm in the progression of moving forward, but I didn't get a chance to watch that game. Then you see ODU up 31-0 at VA Tech. Tricky offense they got going. But Indiana, with a bunch of transfers on the offensive line, really struggled in goal line situations. And now it seems like they've figured it out. Illinois already has a good road win at Duke, so plenty to play for. As I said before the season, there's that middle tier that's going to get a playoff spot, or I shouldn't say, there's those not top tiers when you talk about the brands of the Big Ten, which is Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State. I believe a fourth team's getting in. Is it going to be USC? Is it going to be Illinois or Indiana or Nebraska or Michigan? It remains to be found. Washington's out there. So super, super interesting. Does Ohio State go to Washington this week?
That's
wow.
I saw Ryan Day was talking about some guys that are when they're going to be available. I believe that's this week. If it's not, maybe they have maybe it's a bye,
yeah,
and then they go to Seattle. Bye.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I think Illinois might make it on to winners.
I'm starting to lean that way. I believe it's a pick'em game, in my opinion. If I was making lines, I don't move them like you do. If I was going to make them, it's up to 5.5.
Ooh, I don't know. We'll have to see on that.
Tune in Thursday night.
Best game of the week 3 in the National Football League will be Monday Night Countdown. Will be there.
Didn't you say we get Rams Eagles?
No, we get Packers Eagles.
No, this week. You said 2-0 teams.
Oh, is it?
And we were going through the schedule.
Rams and Eagles well, then that's the best game. My mistake. I didn't know that was it. No, who do the Rams play?
You scroll up. Yeah, Rams Eagles.
Playoff rematch in the snow. Okay, that's the best game.
I still think our game's better.
You know, we got the best game Monday. Huh? Have some.
You know.
I have an important thing to ask you about on the way out, and then I got to go pick up kids from school.
Life?
Well, it's a thing that you and I've long ago aged out of the being in the wedding cycle, where, you know, it's fall weddings, which is its own thing. You can't have a fall wedding, football. Some people do. We did. My wife just found the Gators bye week. That's when we got married. But there's a trend of the moment that one of our coworkers was going to one and explained to me that's this thing. It's a barn wedding. You get married in a barn. And I asked, well, are these people, are they farmers? No, it's like a thing. It's like a venue, and it's a barn. And I'm like, so we're going to do the pictures, and we got big old hay bales, and, you know, you dress it up.
What do you sit at to eat?
Hay bales? I don't know.
Picnic table?
Nah, I think it's like a nicer, again, it's like a sort of more movie set, but we've got kind of rustic, and then maybe you doll it up with some finery, you know, ribbons, things of that nature.
It's a barn.
That's kind of where I'm at with it, but it's
straw on the floor.
It's apparently a thing, and I'm just asking, much like when I asked, was it the Masters or was it a different major where Keegan Bradley was playing well? And I'm like, are you going to keep that ridiculous mustache? And he's like, yeah, my wife said to me, like, if you win the green jacket, do you want your pictures for the rest of your life to be with this Magnum PI mustache? Forever. And so I'm just saying to the youngsters out there that I think you really got to want to make sure that that's what you want your pictures to be. So like 20 years from now, and you look back, your kids are going to go, "What's with the barn?" And you're like, "Well, we thought it was lovely." And I'm looking at some pictures right now. Our folks that are on the behind the scenes are showing us there's some lovely photographs. You string up some of those, those lights.
Elegant barn weddings.
Right, there you go, like those white lights, and you put them up, and it's lovely. I feel like this is a trend that could have implications down the road where you'll look back and go, "Why'd we get married in a barn? What was that about?" I don't know. It seemed like a good idea. The pictures are nice. Yeah, but
are they?
Grandma's on a hay bale.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like people are firing up the John Deere and like they're not tending to we're not doing crop tending.
Also, a very important question.
Okay.
Or situation.
Yeah.
You need to assess as you have people that are getting older and you have older ages of people.
Right.
What the fuck's the bathroom situation? Outhouses?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Porta potties? You painting those wood? You hanging those cool white lights from a porta potty? Like, people are drinking their faces off at weddings.
Wrecked.
You need bathrooms.
Uncle's shithouse.
Yeah.
We can't. Where's old Uncle Tom?
Outside lighting? Like, if they're outdoor, like,
these are questions.
you go down a path like that. Out. Whoa.
I mean, as you're listening, just peruse. You'll find them.
Is the bride coming down in a cowboy hat?
I mean,
barn weddings.
I don't know. We get the Soggy Bottom Boys out there. Start singing some, picking a little, play Rocky Top.
It's still in my head.
Woo! Yeah, that's a good one. I like when they all yell "woo." That makes me happy.
Oh,
barn weddings. All right, it's just a question. And again, I'm not casting aspersions. If it's what y'all want to do, I just want you to put yourself in some peepaw shoes right here. You're 20 years down the road, and you're like, "Man, we got married in a barn." Did you? Where'd people take a leak?
Or?
Hey, man, that's a tough one. You got to take a wedding dump, man. You're going to want to find some porcelain. That'd be a rough one.
I'm just saying.
What's worse, wedding dump or stadium dump? Oh, buddy.
Oh, stadium.
Yeah, because it's like a train spotting situation. The worst bathroom in Scotland. Like, and what are you going to do if you got to go? You got to go. Speaking of which, I got to go. I got to go get some kiddos.
All right.
That'll do it. What a note to end it on.
Yeah.
Really leave on a positive note. Go watch Oh Brother Where Art Thou. You'll enjoy it.
I tried. I can't understand it. I don't know it. I'm not.
Do not seek the treasure.
Reese will belt out a line. I know he loves it.
He and I would, like, when we would do. It was very rare that when he and I would do Sports Centers together, but it would be like a running competition.
That's an A team right there.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not bad. We would try to sneak in John Anderson as well. We would try to sneak in lines from Oh Brother Where Art Thou to make the other one laugh. Oh God, I love that movie. Okay.
You like Snatch better?
I think it's a better mood. All right.
Miami, any Rex?
Prime 112. Just don't mess with perfection.
Wow.
You want me to reach out to some people?
Yeah, I think so. 112 or Italian?
I prefer 112. All right. Remind me to go with the extended play version of the story I told on the radio about.
I'm going to see if I could dig it up.
Well, the audio of me telling that story exists, but like the longer version of being kicked out of a restaurant that we shouldn't have been kicked out of, but then not being kicked out of a restaurant we absolutely should have been kicked out of, and me being more angry at my friends than I've ever been in my life. is worth revisiting.
And the way we got there was you came in on a Monday steaming off of this weekend, and you already had a one big thing that you always wrote, and you had the request of, I need another space.
I said I wanted to.
Why do you need that? And the one line was, because I hate my friends.
I asked, can you divorce your friends? Because I wanted to, all of them. Thinking back at right now, I'm starting to seethe, starting to bubble.
Your friends.
Completely unforgivable, ridiculous behavior.
They love you though.
Again, my guy Miles was amazing. You want to go? You want to go?
Yeah.
We'll make the call.
How about the shoes?
Oh shit!
Next week. We'll have a presentation.
I got him.
Remind us, crew.
I totally forgot.
It's all right. It's better this way. I don't need them.
Not soon, but I got him.
All right.
Gucci's. Proper. Well, my wife's like, she's like, what are those? I'm like, oh, it's a gift. Like for
she
Steve.
Didn't believe you.
I'm like, for Steve. She goes, that's like $1,500. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I like Steve. Who cares? Like, no, it wasn't. And it wasn't, but it also wasn't. It's more than a bathing suit. I'll just say that. Have a good week. We'll see y'all Saturday night.